When the clan's progenitor traveled through the east, he embraced two childer, Zao-Zei and ZaoXue. The first was a thief and a warrior, and the latter was a scholar and a healer. They and their descendants often focused less on the study and pursuit of Golconda, and more on protecting Cainites from supernatural threats. In the modern era, the descendants of Zao-Xue are known as the Watchers, scholars and chroniclers who serve as knowledgeable shepherds through the dangers that threaten vampiric existence. Greetings, kindred. I am voivodemekhet, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and the Laws of the Night playlist. In this playlist, we go over LARP, live action roleplay rules for Vampire the Masquerade, which are presented to us by Mind's Eye Theater and by Night Studios. So, Loresheets in the book are marked down as a special type of background advantage. You can buy these at character creation, or with your storyteller's permission, you can buy them after your character's already been in play for some time. This is something that you're going to want to talk to your storyteller about, because not all Loresheets will fit within the confines of a chronicle. Loresheets are a special way of not only giving your character a special advantage or advantages in gameplay, but also tying them in to the overall background meta plot within the Vampire the Masquerade storyline. I have found as a storyteller that Loresheets tend to be ignored at character creation just because it's a new mechanic and people don't exactly know what it is. Now, depending on when you're watching this, or even in your chronicle setting, this might not be true for you. You could very well have a game there people are obsessed with Loresheets, and with good reason. People who are used to playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition tabletop will know the benefits of Loresheets and exactly what they can do for your character. And there are several options in Laws of the Night and in future publications coming out from by Night Studios. That being said, I do want to point out that Loresheets are a lot different in LARP than they are in tabletop. In the tabletop setting of Vampire the Masquerade, Loresheets are going to add a special nuance to your character sheet. You might get a bump here and there in a background, or even a discipline power, because you have an associated Loresheet. However, in LARP, Loresheets tend to be a heavier hitting mechanic. They give you massive advantages, and they also should be something that are limited in a game, maybe only allowing a certain number of people out of a larger group to take that amount. Or you could build an entire chronicle completely around a Loresheet. Another huge difference from tabletop to LARP is that, much like all other backgrounds in LARP, the Loresheets are limited to 3 different advantages instead of 5 as they are in tabletop, as there is a condensed way of running things, as with all backgrounds in LARP, compared to tabletop. Purchasing Loresheets can be done with your free points at character creation. At character creation, you get 7 free background traits, and you are completely allowed to dump those points into a Loresheet, getting those free dots. And I want to stress that very much, because there's a difference between dots and experience traits. At character creation, you will be given a free amount of experience traits to flesh out your character, to make them an individual. And when you have those are to be spent as experience points. Backgrounds are purchased at 3 experience per dot. But with your 7 free traits of dots, you can just take the points completely without worrying about the expanded cost when it comes to experience. That being said, if you wanted to buy the Sect Veteran Loresheet, for example, taking that would cost you 6 of your 7 free dots of backgrounds. However, if you're going to buy it with your free XP at character creation, it would cost you 3 points for a level 1, 6 points for a level 2, and 9 experience points for a level 3. Bring the total to 18 points if you wanted to buy a complete lore sheet. Now, personally, I am the kind of person who likes to buy things little by little over time so that my character has a chance to grow into what those advantages are. That is my style of playing. It is not the only style of playing. And being able to start with a small amount of a lore sheet to build up the tension is a lot of fun. With that being said, you do not have to buy these in order of experience. You do not have to start with level 1. You could very well start with the 3-point background instead, because what these are associated advantages with the meta plot that your character can take advantage of in any order they wish. You could buy a 1, you could buy 1 and a 3, you could buy just the second one. You can do it any way you want to. And that needs to be kept in mind, that these are not a progression style trait. In that way, multiple characters could start with the same lore sheet and have completely different advantages for taking it. The Descendants of Zao-Xue, which is a Salubri specific lore sheet. I actually did a pronunciation check on Mandarin to make sure that I actually am pronouncing this properly, and I believe I am at this point, but I greatly apologize if I am not. I know English. That's pretty much it. But this is a very interesting lore sheet because it goes into not just the idea of the healer Salubri and the warrior Salubri, but also the watcher Salubri. And I'm very interested to see exactly what a watcher Salubri might add to a LARP game, what they might be able to get from this lore sheet. Investing 1 dot into this lore sheet gets you Hidden Scholar. Most descendants of Zao-Xue are capable of hiding amongst mortals and establishing hidden locations where they can study supernatural dangers to vampires. With this advantage, you gain 4 dots selected from the Mask and Haven backgrounds, or their associated advantages. 4 dots in Mask and Haven and their associated advantages can come in handy, because you also have the ability to spend your own points into them. You could max out a Haven or max out a Mask completely at the start of a game. You could max out both, really, if you're maneuvering your points well enough. Haven is obviously your place to live, making sure that it's safe, and also the various things that can come with it, the accommodations. There's even the ability to set up a medic lab so that you could help heal people, or a library where you can keep books on the various lores of the world of darkness. Mask, on the other hand, allows you to have multiple identities and the strengths of those identities. A lot of it comes in handy big time when you're trying to play a character that's trying to keep a low profile. Investing 2 dots into this lore sheet gets you Supernatural Encyclopedia. Descendants of Zao-Xue study other supernatural creatures and specific groups of vampires that may pose a threat to the greater vampire population. Through their unlives, they often spend years studying specific creatures, such as werewolves, or vampire groups, such as the Cult of Lilith. For each dot of the occult skill you possess, you may choose 1 supernatural focus, such as werewolves, Nosferatu, Church of Set, etc. Whenever you make lore checks pertaining to any of your supernatural foci, the difficulty of your test can be no higher than 5. You can't learn personal information, such as the location of a particular vampire's haven or werewolf territories. The storyteller may choose to tell you the information you are looking to glean is too mysterious, or provide incomplete information. That's pretty damn intense. First off, every point of a cult, you get a free specialty. Each specialty costs 3 points. I also like the fact that things are left open for the fact that the storyteller could tell you that you're just asking for too detailed of information. The fact that it's written down does make things a lot easier for a storyteller. A lot of the times, something will be left vague, and then a player, will ask a storyteller information, which the storyteller is not able to give them, and it becomes a but the rules say situation. So the fact that it gives you that little bit of an out really does help when you're trying to maintain a story's continuity or integrity. Investing 3 dots into this lore sheet get you Shadow Network. The Watchers are adept at fading in and out of their ties to humanity. They can quickly disappear from one mortal's life and easily insert themselves into another. Once a month, you may remove one of your contacts or allies from your sheet and replace it with a new contact or ally. This new contact or ally does not have to be in the same sphere of influence or influences, but they must be the same cost, with the same or equivalent advantages as the one removed. That right there will definitely come in handy if you are the kind of person who needs to jump around and do different things. Can you imagine the idea of, like, every month you come in, you have a different type of influence that you can take advantage of, either through your allies or contacts? Typically, when you build a character, your influence is static. You cannot change from group to group without excessive work, where this one just allows you to meld into different people's lives here and there. That can be very useful, I think, and I really don't see where there's not opportunity for growth on that one. So this lore sheet has a lot to go with, and it's very sad that, like, you don't really see many Salubri characters. Like, the number is growing. I want to point that out. The number is growing, and I love that. I love the fact that Salubri are becoming more of a mainstay. We're not stuck with the whole, oh, there's only 6 in existence, or there's only 7 in existence anymore. The fact that there is actually lore that backs up the fact that the Salubri are beginning to grow in numbers really does help. I am voivodemekhet, and this has been a look into another one of our amazing lore sheets that we have for Vampire the Masquerade LARP through the Mind's Eye Theater system of Laws of the Night. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Good evening.